Game 39 of the Cape League season. Cotuit hosting the Bourne Braves in this Western Division matchup. Two teams fighting for spots in the playoffs. Cotuit can clinch with a win or a tie tonight. The Kettleers with a lot to play for. Chris Albright joined alongside Connor Shue. Connor, the mission is simple. Win and you're in.
Heck, it's even tie and you're in at this point. All the Kettleers need is a single point to clinch their playoff destiny. A Falmouth loss would even do. So there's a lot of scenarios where the Kettleers could clinch today. So I think that's what's on their minds right now. And it's going to be tough against a pretty good Bourne team, though.
Well, we'll be talking all today just about the ways that Cotuit can clinch, all the ways that the playoff race is still in motion, because nothing will be set in stone until about 10 p.m. tomorrow when this Cape League season concludes. The 40-game season coming to a close quickly. It feels like just yesterday we were opening the season here at Lowell Park. That was June 15th when the Kets hosted the Gatemen of Wareham. And now today, the Cotuit Kettleers hosting the Bourne Braves for the last home game at Lowell Park of the regular season. Should Cotuit make the playoffs, they'll host a playoff game here. But I think we'll talk about what really spurred this Kettleers team into the position they're in, which is third in the West Division. That was a gritty, tough, down-to-the-wire 3-2 walk-off win last night over Wareham, the top team in the West.
And there were a lot of points in that game where Cotuit could have hung their heads in the seventh inning. They had bases loaded with one out in a 2-1 ball game. They had just scored a run on an RBI walk by Landon Beaver. And then just pretty much the worst thing you can expect happens there. A line out straight to second base, double play, but they didn't give up. Came back in the ninth, scored a couple to take it in walk-off fashion, and I think you got to tip your cap to the new arms in this pitching staff. Nick Wimberly had a great outing, 5 shutout innings. Kide Atatui had a great outing out of the pen. Same with John Mitchell. Those three really impressed, and it's hard to come into this league for the first time and really produce on the mound against just a gauntlet of bats, especially with Wareham, one of the best offensive teams on Cape. But they did just that and got a little bit closer to playoff contention.
They really did, Connor. Those three new arms, Wimberly, Atatui, and Mitchell, combined for 8 2/3 innings pitched, a combined 9 strikeouts to only 2 walks, only surrendered 6 hits to one of the best offensive teams in the Cape, like you said. And I think that just speaks testament to how great Cotuit's pitching has been all summer. That's what's really been driving the Kettleers to get where they're at.
I mean, it really is. They sport one of the best earned run averages in all of Cape. Well under 4 to this point, 342, just above Harwich. So they have been incredible, top to bottom in that staff. The starting pitchers hold a sub-3 ERA in the month of July coming into August here. So they're on a roll, and Gavin Jones is going to have a tall task ahead of him to keep it going.
The walk-off win last night was spurred by a sacrifice fly from Sean Martinez. The third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore, was able to catch up with him and Coach Hibbs after the game yesterday.
Kilgore here following a 3-2 walk-off victory over the Wareham Gatemen. I'm joined by Sean Martinez. First of all, that single out to left field, and you set the Kettleers on top for another win. What was that feeling out there?
I mean, it feels amazing. Been struggling a little bit since I got here. It's new environment, a bunch of people, so it's obviously got to calm the nerves a little bit, but I mean, just stay within myself and just doing my normal thing, so it was great.
You were out there with Orleans yesterday when you had 2 pitchers come in and DH. The lineup was a little messed up yesterday, and you guys come out here today and get it done. What does that say to the versatility and resilience of this team?
It says everyone wants to be here. We all want to win, trying to make a push for the playoffs. Hopefully today cements that. We're going to get in, so I think everyone just wants to be here and do what we can do, so we're going to see it.
All right, and what is the final message going out of that huddle that you guys just had? What are you guys looking to do tomorrow against Bourne?
Oh, our last home game, we're going to kill them, for sure. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Martinez. Appreciate your time. Have a good night. following the 3-2 walk-off victory over the Wareham Gatemen, joined by manager Lauren Hibbs. Coach, the questions I had prepared before the bottom of the ninth inning are completely different than the ones I have for you right now. Let's walk through everything that just happened.
It's a lot of resiliency, a lot of it. I mean, we scuffled there last night with kind of a messed up lineup, to be honest with you. Come back here playing, a team that's got the best record in our division. They got a really good team, and things didn't go well, and things weren't going well, and we had our best at bats late. So had a bunch of new guys again, pitched and played today, so that's always adventurous. But I thought our guys did a really good job, just kind of blending together. Our guys that have been here for a long time, they've done a great job of welcoming the new guys in. And there's a lot to be said about that. That just talks about being a good teammate, and they're kind of fired up right now too. So that's good for them. You need to have fun. It's good.
Can you walk me through a little bit about Martinez's at-bat? Of course, we saw the couple of walks that happened there, and of course that sac fly. What was leading up to that?
Well, just told them in the on-deck circle, just be aggressive in what you're looking for. You just try to get guys in a relaxed state where they can just let it go, and obviously he got what he was looking for, pretty good swing on it. And I'm happy for him that he's a guy that's been here for about a week or so. He's playing good defense, and good for him to get that sac fly first of all.
You mentioned new guys coming in. Of course, most of the pitching staff today was practically new guys. We had to look up on the fly. And of course, Wimberly coming out tonight with 5 innings of scoreless play. What were you seeing from him? What was the decision to put him on the mound tonight?
Well, it was the FAU trained tonight, because put those two guys on the front end, and good work on the back end, bullpen. That's where it's at right now this summer. So we got Manka over there doing this dang Florida State shop. I'm not going to do the game.
Coach is ready to play infield.
He's a
Get him out there.
Coach, you playing
We're
infield?
trying to get him at least one more start, by the
Okay.
way, this summer. That'd be good for him to get at least one more start.
He seems to be happy with
We're not
that,
done
so-
yet.
We're not done yet?
We're not done.
All right, you heard it from Peyton Manka first.
He's going to miss me when he goes back to Tallahassee.
I'll be in Gainesville.
Yeah, I know you will be. You'll be there at Thanksgiving watching that beat down. So anyway, all right. We're having a good time.
We can definitely tell, and it's great to see, of course, tomorrow the last home game here in front of your fans for the first season of Cotuit Kettleers baseball under your belt. What are you thinking? What do you have to say to the community for showing up?
Well, it is the last game. So, the fans continue to support us. It's great. They got a little rowdy there in the late innings today, and even when things weren't going well for us. So, our guys have done a great job just blending in the community. We've enjoyed being up here. Really don't want it to end. Hopefully we can continue to play in the next week and after that. So just really proud of everybody here and the support that the fans have given us and what you guys have done. And it takes a lot of people to put together a good organization.
All right, well, one last time at Lowell Park against the Bourne Braves tomorrow. Brooke Kilgore, thank you so much, Lauren. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Still going on the Cotuit Kettleers pregame show. Just a couple minutes away from first pitch in this matchup between the Bourne Braves and your Cotuit Kettleers. Just announced the Cotuit team MVPs as voted on by the players and such. We had 1 position player MVP and then 2 pitcher MVPs, Connor.
And Jack Natili was the position player MVP. He carried the offense for a couple week stretch back in July where the team was really kind of struggling at the plate, especially in that first month, but he reinvigorated the entire team at the dish, and I think without his production in that stretch, we wouldn't have seen Cotuit come out of the rut they were in early on, and then, heck, Peyton Manka, the pitching MVP, really the leader of this staff all season, has thrown the most innings on the team and has a sub-3 ERA, has just been eating up innings and providing valuable rest to the bullpen all year while just kind of being dominant. Only 1 crooked number to his name in his start. That was 5 earned and 3 just a couple of weeks ago, but he bounced back well and has pitched great ever since.
He really has, and he was joined by Ryan Buckler, the other pitcher MVP, who started this season as a relief pitcher and then grew into a starting role. He's now racked up 4 starts, and he sits also with a sub-3 ERA through just over 24 innings of work. Doesn't get a lot of the punchies, but he's only thrown 2 walks, which is just incredible precision in pitching from Ryan Buckler, the local kid out of Marston's Mills, Massachusetts. Family all here to watch him pretty much every game because they live right down the road. So great to see those 3 faces recognized, 3 guys that were day in, day out type of players for Cotuit this season.
They have saved a lot of Kettleer games this year, and I think the record would turn out much different if these 3 weren't on the team, and hey, that's why they're the MVPs.
That they are. Cotuit with a 16, 19, and 3 record, currently at 35 points. The scoring in the Cape League, you get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie. That adds up to 35 for Cotuit. They sit in 3rd place in the Western Division, all made possible by some great faces. And we'll tell you more about them after this break when we return. Lineups, starting pitchers, and more here on Cape League TV.
The Kettleers interns in the very popular t-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
Here on the Kettleers Digital Network and Cape League TV. Moments away from first pitch here at Lowell Park on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Cotuit, Massachusetts. Chris Albright joined alongside Connor Shue. Bourne will be coming up to bat first. This will be the 5th time that Cotuit has seen Bourne this season. A lot of names in the lineup card that are familiar, but a couple of guys that are new trying to bridge this gap from end of regular season to playoff time.
A lot of those familiar faces near the top of the order. Gavin Kelly, Cade Lewis, and Braden Holcomb, 1 through 3. Holcomb, the hero in the first game these two teams played back in Bourne all the way in June. Then it's Cal Sefcik, Nathan Fink, and Sebastian Mexico. The last two in that one, Fink and Mexico, it's their first time playing against the Kettleers. Then rounding out the order, Jason Torres, Drew Wires, and Ryan Cooney. Torres and Wires played their first games against Cotuit last time these teams faced off on the road, which was unfortunately another walk-off loss for the Kettleers, but a fun game nonetheless. In the field behind Gavin Jones, at first it's Landon Beaver, was really heroic last night with his 3 walks. Sean Martinez at second, Ryan Farber at short, Cam Johnson at the hot corner, third base, and doing the catching for Jones's tagger Tyson. The outfield left to right, Zan von Schlegel, his first time out there. Caden Bogenpole in center, and then Nolan Stevens in right.
We just saw our ceremonial first pitch happen. 3 toddlers out there accompanying the first pitch as well. It's youth night here at Lowell Park, so plenty of young Kettleer fans in attendance. I will say, just from an initial view of the crowd, I would say the average age of patrons here at Lowell Park today has decreased by a couple decades compared to some previous games. A lot of young faces who have partaken in those clinics that the Kettleers players have put on throughout this season. A lot of them just giving back to the community, which has been great to see. And now we're watching Gavin Jones take up his warm-up pitches up on the mound. We'll move into our pitching matchup tonight. Like we've mentioned, Jones on the bump for Cotuit, Colucci on the bump for Bourne.
Jones was the workhorse for Kent State this spring, tossing 72 innings, but it's been a little bit different with the Kettleers. He started with a handful of relief appearances, then made his first start a couple of weeks ago. So he's back on the hill with only 6 1/3 innings pitched in his back pocket. So we'll see if he can turn things around. He has struggled a little bit, allowed a lot of base runners, 13 through his 6 1/3 and 7 earned runs. But he has some good pedigree with the flashes this spring. So we'll see if he can put it all together in a crucial Game 39 against the Bourne Braves.
Jones, 6'3", 205, just wrapped up his year at Kent State, an Ohio native. The righty ready in a bit of a do-or-die time for the Kettleers. You don't want to drop this game and have everything come down to the wire on Game 40. You would like to get things set in stone as quick as possible. We'll talk about it all today. The way that the Kettleers can get into the playoffs today.
If they get a single point, a tie or a win, they can get in. Or if neither of those happen and Falmouth takes a loss today, they can get in as well. So there's plenty of open doors for Cotuit here, so they can control their own destiny or they can leave it to Falmouth. But I'm sure they'd like to shut the door on their own.
To make it as simple as you can for the Kets, win and you're in. First pitch. Swung on and cracked foul by Gavin Kelly. First pitch today at 4:32 local time. August 2nd, a beautiful Saturday here in Cotuit, Massachusetts. It's 73 degrees, a couple of high clouds, but a lot of blue sky and pretty much no wind. Breaking ball is low from Gavin Jones. His ERA just a little bit below 10, but he hasn't been primarily a starter. This is just his second start of the season.
He had a really nice relief appearance earlier this summer against Chatham. Went 2 scoreless the last time we traveled out there, so he'll look to extrapolate that over a few more innings today.
You see some relief pitchers with high ERAs, it's just due to the small sample size. They're not out there for a lot. A soft shot into shallow right field, calling for it, the first baseman, Beaver. 1 away. Boy, has Beaver been a good addition, and Sean Martinez as well, just defensively for Cotuit.
Especially Martinez. I mean, his glove at second has been impeccable. He's like a vacuum over there. Seems to make every single play. Doesn't miss too many balls. I mean, plays very clean baseball.
The batter's Cade Lewis. He takes a first pitch ball low. Lewis, one of the few lefties on the Bourne roster. He's listed as one of 2 official lefties at this point in the season. Swung on fly down the left field line and foul ground, giving chase Von Schlegel. And he makes the catch up above his head while tumbling to the ground. Von Schlegel getting the starting nod today in left field, and he made it look easy.
Wow, what a catch. It looked like he overran it for a second, but came back and fell on his butt, making that grab well in foul territory. That's pretty impressive since he is a regular shortstop.
Infielder turned outfielder. A lot of great gloves in this Cotuit lineup today. The batter's now Braden Holcomb. He's hitting .278 on the season. And he has been nearly an everyday man for Bourne. He's appeared in all but one of the Bravos games this season. Count 1-0 on him with 2 outs. Jones trying to go 1-2-3. Holcomb this summer has 37 hits. That's the most by a current Bravo on the roster. But he does get a little swing happy. 41 strikeouts this season. That is the most by far for any Braves. A very favorable count here for Jones, 1-2. Would love to get that strikeout going early if you're Jones. Gavin this summer through now 7 complete innings. Only 4 punch outs. Here's the 1-2. Just a bit outside. Kettleers not much of a strikeout team, relying a lot on the ground ball or the flyout. We saw that a lot yesterday against Wareham. 2-2. Fouled off, and that takes a poke off our cameraman, Max April, in the camera well by the dugout. He's all right. The Kettleers pitching staff this season averaging just under 8 strikeouts per game. The 9th lowest in the 10-team Cape League. 2-2. Swung on, softly tapped towards third. Charging in Johnson. He can't make the play.
A swinging bunt off the bat of Holcomb just rolled into no man's land, and obviously Johnson wasn't expecting him to roll the ball down the line. Holcomb usually a guy who puts the ball in the air, hits the gaps, and gets a lot of singles to the outfield, so he gets one the old-fashioned way.
All those pitches from Jones, just keeping it in the bottom half of the strike zone, trying to get Holcomb to keep it on the ground, and that he did. 1 on with 2 outs, the batter's Cal Sefcik. He takes inside. Sefcik, a more recent addition to the Bourne Braves roster. This is his 15th game for Bourne. We saw him in the last matchup between these two teams.
It's been a tough out, too. Hitting .370 over 51 plate appearances or at-bats. Just swings the bat plenty and makes contact more often than not.
He'll put the ball in play. He doesn't strike out or get walked all that frequently. In 55 plate appearances, he's only struck out 6 times. He's only been walked 3. 2-1 the count. Infield deep for the Kets. Runner goes. The pitch swung on and looped softly into shallow center, and Bogenpol will have to play it off a hop. Going first to third is Braden Holcomb. And now the Bravos have runners on the corners.
More good hitting from Sefcik, just continuing his trend this season. Found one middle cut, barreled it up, and sent it into the outfield.
Nathan Fink doing the designated hitting duties today for Bourne. 6'4", 225. Just wrapped up his summer, or should I say spring, at Florida Southwestern State Junior College. Very limited plate appearances for him this summer. This will be his 11th. Swung on. That looked like it hit his foot. Johnson charging, and boy, his speed is helpful. 5-3 on the putout. Johnson's got wheels. Bourne strands a pair of runners. No runs on 2 hits, 2 left on base. We're heading to the bottom of 1. Kets due up.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
At Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
We're offering 0% for 60 months on CAT's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Bottom of 1, Joe Colucci on the mound for Bourne. How will he be facing Cotuit today?
Cam Johnson leads off per usual. Then it's Ryan Farber in the 2-hole. Caden Bogenpole batting third. Jack Natilli in the cleanup spot. Then it's Nolan Stevens, who has had quite the hot week, batting 5th. Zan Von Schlegel batting 6th. Landon Beaver, Sean Martinez, and Dagger Tyson round out the order facing off against Joey Colucci.
Camden Johnson becoming an everyday leadoff man now for the Kets after Jaron Advincula's summer was shortened a little bit. And he has looked well in the number 1 spot. He'll take outside a first pitch ball from Joe Colucci, who has a 5.01 ERA this summer for Bourne. He's appeared now in 8 games, 4 of those starts, and that's including his start today.
Three of those starts against Cotuit as well. He was on the bump for each time the team travel out to Bourne to play, and it seems like a bad omen to have him out there. Cotuit got walked off each time.
The season series is split between these two teams through 4 games. 2 wins for the Kets, 2 wins for Bourne. Both of the losses from the Kettleers came via walk-off fashion. Bourne walked him off twice at Bourne this summer, and the starting pitcher for Bourne in each of those games was Joe Colucci. 2-1. Wave and a miss. So if you're the Kettleers and you see Joe Colucci on the mound, your mind goes, okay, we need, well, actually, you can't get walked off at your home ballpark. So that's the silver lining now for Cotuit. You can't get walked off today. 2-2. Inside.
And it's odd because Colucci has struggled against the Kettleers. His first pitching appearance against them, he went 2 2/3, walked 5, and gave up a pair of runs. Gave up 2 more last time in 4 innings pitched, so a little bit better, but hasn't really had a good start against Cotuit.
Payoff pitch is chopped on the ground right side, bobbled by Wires, and Johnson will be safe. No throw to first. Johnson's got blazing speed. If you're in the infield, you know that, so you need to rush the play a little bit, and that's what happened with Wires. Would have to assume, yeah, they'll give it E4. No hit for Camden Johnson, but I'm sure he'll be okay with it. He's already hitting 285 on the summer now. Ryan Farber, the batter, he's hitting 284. 2 guys at the top of the lineup card that are hard to get out. Johnson, now on first base for Cotuit, leads the Kets in stolen bases this summer. He's got quick speed on the base paths. He is 16 for 22. Kets have ran themselves into some outs in past games. Don't want to do that today. You need every out you can get. 0-1. Farber, like we mentioned a little bit earlier, he's been a workhorse for Cotuit this summer. He's appeared in every single game for the Kettleers. 39 for 39. And he's been producing in every game. Johnson goes. That pitch is fouled off. I mean, Farber's just got an incredible baseball mindset. Just the way that he prepares himself for every game. It's evident that he wants to be out on the diamond every day.
And he is. I mean, you just said it. Played 39 of 39 games and is never frowning. Always puts on a good face for these games. And I think it's real. I mean, he wants to be out there every single day.
Soft tapper towards first. The only play will be there. Johnson safe at second. That's out number one of this bottom half of the first inning. Caden Bogenpole can blister the baseball. He's up to 3 home runs on the summer, 2 of those in the last 5 games, and every single home run has been absolutely torched. He's already had a 2-run home run in the first inning already this season. That one just a couple of games ago.
I don't think he's hit a homer that's gone under 400 feet.
I'm glad you said it. I was thinking it. And, you know, you have to assume that it's correct. He powers the baseball. And it's not just pull side. His first home run went directly over the 397 sign in center field here in Lowell Park. 0-2 the count to Bogenpole with 1 out. Johnson goes, and he'll be caught in a pickle. Hung up between second and third, and he'll get tagged out. Cats have found themselves running into outs this summer. That one no different. A lot of times just being picked off. Very substantial leads that lead to trouble. If memory serves me right, it was at Bourne, a matchup between these two teams where 3 Kettleers got picked off at different points throughout that game. 0-2.
You're just robbing yourself of the ability to create runs at a more consistent rate. I think there's been plenty of times where maybe you think Cotuit could be a little more patient on the base paths.
1-2. With that being said, the Kettleers do have incredibly smart base running skills and a mindset. I think it's worth noting that you have guys like Ryan Farber who are able to take extra bases on, errant throws across the infield. So there's some good baseball IQ in there. It's more so just on the leadoffs from bases.
And there's no doubt about that. Cam Johnson's a really good base runner. Ryan Farber does a great job of swiping bags as well.
Payoff pitch, high tapper, gloved by the first baseman, Jason Torres. He'll toss to a covering Colucci, who worked a 1-2-3 inning, a bit unorthodox, aided by a pickoff attempt. Still no score in this one. We're heading to 2.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Six, 7, and 8 due up for Bourne. Sebastian Mexico, Jason Torres, and Drew Wires looking to get some runs across the board for Bourne. The Bravos got a pair of hits in the first inning, just couldn't amount to anything. Gavin Jones continuing to work for the Kettleers. Mexico, one of two left-handed hitters in the Bourne lineup card today. Line drive, base hit into left field. Hit number 3 on the day for Bourne. The Bats have been alive as of recent for Bourne. They're coming off a 14-4 victory over Falmouth last night.
And it's jumped them into first place on Cape in batting average with the 260 mark team-wide. And doesn't hurt to have a guy like Sebastian Mexico on your team to continue that. He hit 315 at La Tech this year.
That was Mexico's first hit of the summer in just now 3 at-bats, so he's hitting 333 with a very small sample size. Jason Torres has a bit of a bigger one. The righty up to bat now. He's appeared in 11 games for Bourne. This will be his 35th plate appearance. Only 5 hits. He's hitting a $179. One-0. Back pick down to first. Not in time. Taggart Tyson doing the catching today for Cotuit. Can put him just about anywhere. He's got a good enough glove to cover a wide range of positions. 2-0. Way upstairs, and that's back behind Tyson. Mexico will take second easily. Jones trying to rear back on that fastball. And that will draw a conversation from Taggart Tyson. Good-sized crowd on hand for the last regular season home game here at Lowell Park. It's a beautiful day. Just above 70 degrees. Low 70s, not very humid. Not a hot sun, so there's some people sitting in the sunlight. The third base grandstand nearly completely full. Plenty of lawn chairs down the left field line, and they've wrapped around the foul pole and are getting close to left center field. See more people walking out. That 3-0 hits the shoulder of Jason Torres. Would have been a walk, instead it plunks him, the more painful way to reach first base. Bourne will have 2 runners on base for the second time today and in just as many innings. Drew Wires up. He's hitting .233 through 12 games as a Bourne Brave. 10 hits so far 3 of those extra base hits. He shows bunt and pulls it back. Mike Hinojosa calling the balls and strikes behind home plate. Mickey Garcia is over at first base, and the third base umpire, Carl Rodriguez. He's standing in between second and third with runners on first and second. Still no one out. And Jones this inning is struggling to find the strike zone. 25 pitches on the day for Gavin Jones. He's thrown 12 strikes. Infield shifts for Cotuit, the 2-0. And that hits Drew Wires back-to-back hit by pitches. And that loads the bases. Trouble early for the Kettleers. All this happening with no outs in the top of 2.
And it's been a second since Jones has gone out and started for the Kettleers, so even with a couple of weeks, you're shaking off a little bit of rust, so your stuff might not play quite as well as it usually does. So Jones is trying to get into the swing of things up there.
Tim O'Connor, the pitching coach for Cotuit, will go out to talk things over with Gavin Jones, give him a boost of moral support, tell him what's working, what's not, how to get out of this bases-loaded jam. You don't want to call this one a must-win for Cotuit, but you don't want to be in a must-win situation tomorrow on the road, taking on a Falmouth team that has been scrappy.
You're absolutely right. You can't sit here and rely on Falmouth to lose today to get you into the postseason. You want to remove all doubt, if you will, and it's going to be tough with a start like this, but there's still no runs on the board. There is a chance to get out of this if you're Gavin Jones.
Ryan Cooney, the 9-hole hitter, is up in a bases-loaded situation. He takes inside. Cooney this season, the Oregon Duck hitting .232. 19 hits and 82 at-bats. Only 1 extra base hit. Count evens. Cooney, not much of a guy to bring runners in. He only has 6 RBIs this season. A good opportunity for some here. 1-1 is fouled off. Gavin Jones able to work himself into a good count after that mound meeting from Tim O'Connor, hoping for some instant gratification with an out here. 1-2. That bounces off Tyson's chest protector, but no one will advance. Tyson, a quick spring from his crouch. Did a good job getting to that baseball.
Made a quick move and kept everyone safe at their bags. No one moved, so no trouble at this point for Cotuit.
Tyson putting some piece of technology back in his catcher's helmet. With all the pitch comm devices and whatnot, you're pretty much a walking Best Buy behind the dish. 2-2 inside. Full count, bases loaded, still no one out. A precarious situation for the Cats. The last time these two teams met, Cotuit was able to jump into an earlier lead. Scored 2 in the top of the third, and that was the score until the bottom of the 6th. That pitch is low. That walk worked by Ryan Cooney brings in the first run of the ball game. 1-0 Bourne, and the bases remain loaded.
It's a nightmare inning at this point from Gavin Jones, and they're going to pull him.
Tim O'Connor walks back out again, this time to take the baseball. We'll take a quick break and tell you about the new arm for the Kets here on Cape League TV.
The Kettleers 50-50 raffle is brought to you by 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference. Get your 50-50 raffle tickets now.
From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot at Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
The Kettleers are sponsored by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers. Dylan Scudder on the mound in a bit of a fireman-type role. A lot of hot trouble on the base paths, you could say. Every base is occupied by Bourne. Still no outs on the scoreboard here in the top of the second, and Bourne's got a 1-0 lead.
Well, it's really not an easy situation here. Gavin Jones just had a lot of trouble finding the strike zone in his inning and change, and now Dylan Scudder is probably going to have to eat more innings than he has in any outing this season.
Scudder this season has a sub-1 ERA through 8 appearances. This will be his 9th. 10 innings of work. He's allowed 8 hits, 1 run which was earned, 6 walks and 8 strikeouts. The Simsbury, Connecticut native playing his college ball at Bryant. He toes the first base side of the rubber. Stirrups showing. The batters, the leadoff man, Gavin Kelly, swings at the first pitch and sends a high fly ball out to Nolan Stevens. And right, he's camping, makes the catch. The throw home will go uncontested by Bourne. They did their scouting. You can't run on the gun of Stevens.
You absolutely can't. That wasn't nearly deep enough to run on him, and you could tell just off that throw from Stevens, he would have had the runner at third, Jason Torres, by a mile if he was to go.
An out now on the scoreboard for the Cats. Force at every base, turning 2 here could squash this threat with just 1 run in the frame, and if you're Cotuit, that's best case scenario. Corners tucked in for the Cats in the infield. Beautiful sweeping pitch from Dylan Scudder for strike 1. Middle infield playing a double play depth. 0-1 the count to Cade Lewis, who is 0 for 1 today. 1-1 misses upstairs. 2-1 the count. Bourne as a team this season hitting .279 with the bases loaded. 6th best in the Cape. They are 12 for 43. 2-1 outside.
So we talked a little bit about how long Scudder's going to be relied upon for. I think his biggest appearance this summer has been 2 innings, but he had a handful of 3+ inning outings with Bryant this spring. He went 4 2/3 scoreless against Dayton, struck out 7 in one game, so that might be the hard cap.
Tapped foul. Count will now run full.
Because we've seen plenty of guys get stretched out more than they're really used to. I recall the Brewster game from earlier this week where the reliever Zach Bates had to come in very early for the Whitecaps, and he's typically a 1-inning, 2-inning guy, a closer, but he went 4 1/3 scoreless.
Payoff pitch on its way to Cade Lewis. Scudder ready and delivers. Line drive towards second, knocked down by Martinez. He won't have a play anywhere. Another run scores. Martinez did a good job of keeping that baseball in front of him, but knocked him down to the ground, and by the time he stood up, everyone was safe. 2 runs in the top of the second for Bourne. Bases remain loaded. The batter's Braden Holcomb. Scudder takes a tumble on the mound. First pitch was a ball. Holcomb officially listed as an infielder, but he's been playing the outfield a lot for Bourne. We've seen him in center field a couple times. 1 ball, no strikes. Cracked up the middle. Farber gloves it, tosses to second in time to retire Cade Lewis. Another run will score for Bourne, but Ryan Farber able to get out number 2 in dramatic fashion.
Just tried to flip it over to second and barely got it there in time. Cade Lewis certainly thinks he's safe, and Scott Landers is having a word with the umpiring crew.
Scott Landers pretty irate along the foul line when talking to Carl Rodriguez, who is near second. Cade Lewis, after some hesitation, will make his way back to the dugout. .6-4 on the putout. Bourne up 3-0. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Dylan Scudder looking to sit down Cal Sefcik to get out of this second inning where Bourne has really done some damage. First pitch swinging up the middle, a base hit, another run will score. A 4 spot in the top of the second for the Bravos. A 2-hit day for Cal Sefcik, both of them sharp ground balls up the middle. He's timing up the baseball well. And his impressive summer of hitting just continues to get better. He came into this game hitting .373. And now he's hitting .396.
And that officially closes the book on Gavin Jones. All runners he inherited came around to score.
Jones' final line. 1 inning pitched, 3 hits allowed, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk and no strikeouts. 1-0 the count to Nathan Fink. Runner goes to third. That pitch is swung on and elevated deep out to left field. Chasing down Van Schlegel, and he'll make the catch. Out number 3, that was needed for Cotuit. Bourne plates 4 in the top of the second. Cotuit needing to play some catch-up here on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Bottom of the second here at Lowell Park. The Kets taking on the Bourne Braves. And now Joe Colucci on the mound for Bourne will have a substantial lead in his back pocket.
4 spot from his Bourne Braves in the top half of the second, so he's pitching much more comfortably at this point.
Run support is a great tool for pitchers. Gives that added boost of confidence and allows you to have a bit more ease of mind out on the mound. He'll be taking on the middle third of this Cotuit lineup card. Jack Natilli, Nolan Stevens, and Zan Von Schlegel. Natilli doing the designated hitting duties today. He was announced before the game as Cotuit's Position Player MVP of the season. An award voted on by the team, given out to the top performing batsman in the Kettleers roster. And Natilli, at one point in the summer, I don't think it's unfair to say he was Cotuit's offense.
He sure was for a 2-week stretch in early July. One of those weeks, he was the Cape League Player of the Week. And in that entire stretch, he was hitting around 500 and hit 5 of his 6 home runs. And, well, all 5 of those came in a 4-game span, too.
Natilli fighting to stay alive. Counts nothing and 2 on him. Natilli, the team leader in home runs for Cotuit. He's up to 6. 0-2. Inside. And that catches a piece of Natilli. That's also not an unfamiliar sight. That's hit by pitch number 13 of the summer.
He's just been getting smacked around in the batter's box, and he's been battered doing catching as well, so he's taken a lot of punishment, and it just continues with another hit by pitch.
July 12th, Cotuit took on Bourne at Durant Park. Natilli was hit by a pitch in that one. First pitch, a strike to Nolan Stevens. In the last matchup between the Kets and the Bravos, July 26th, Jack Natilli was hit by a pitch. He's now been plunked 5 times this season against Bourne. It's quite the, I don't want to say it's a vendetta against him, but it's certainly the most painful opponent Jack Natilli has had to face this summer. 1-1. It's not something you can even prepare for, getting ready for a game, saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to get hit by a pitch and get on base. You don't practice that. Lined into left field. Playable from Mexico, and he'll make the catch. One away. Von Schlegel has been swinging an incredibly hot bat for Cotuit. We've seen him as a designated hitter as of recent, but with Natili doing the DH duties, you have to say, okay, where do we want Von Schlegel to play? The infield's pretty much set, so the Kets threw him in left field today just because the value of his bat is that great. Like, even if he's not a consistent left fielder.
And he actually made a nice grab out there, too, to end the top half, a running catch over his shoulder, so maybe he's got some more outfield in his future.
1-0. Called a strike.
And I was checking out the appearances for him over his career. He's never played the outfield.
Not once as his time as a Tommy?
No, third base, second base, shortstop, but never in the outfield.
Something he can add to his resume.
Oh, and he added first base to it as well last night.
Von Schlegel quickly picking up all the extra check marks in terms of where he can play. 2-1 is rifled towards left field, going back Mexico, and that will kick up against the fence and settle. Going to third is Natili, and Von Schlegel is safe at second with a slide. The hit train continues for Von Schlegel.
He just doesn't stop. There is something about his swing, just gets the bat around so quick and isn't going to slug a ton of homers, but will just go gap to gap and just get hits. It's simple as that. He is a pro hitter for the Kets right now. His batting average is up to .419 after that knock.
This is his 10th game as a Kettleer. First pitch swinging and fouled off is Landon Beaver. This is his second game as a Cotuit Kettleer. His first game last night went about as unimaginable as you could think in terms of a first appearance. He went 0 for 1. You look at that and say, oh, all right. And then you realize he went up to bat 4 times. His other 3 plate appearances were all walks, 2 of them with the bases loaded.
One of those scored the tying run in the 9th, too.
Two in scoring position for Cotuit. They trail by 4. Would love to answer Bourne after their 4 runs in the top of this frame. Called strike 3. Backdoor slider from Joe Colucci. That is his first strikeout of the ball game. Colucci doesn't rely on the punch out. Just above 24 innings of work this summer, and he only has 15 strikeouts. Sean Martinez, the 8-spot hitter for Cotuit, still searching for his first Kettleer hit. This is his 13th plate appearance. Not to say that he hasn't had any production. In fact, he had the game-winning walk-off sac fly last night. One. Swung on soft tapper right back towards the mound. Colucci over to first. Barely pulled the first baseman Torres off the bag, but he kept a toe on. Kets strand a pair of runners in scoring position. We'll head to the third. The Bravos still up 4-0.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Dylan Scudder has grown up knowing all about the Cotuit Kettleers, multiple generations of his family playing for Cotuit, coaching for Cotuit, and now he himself gets the opportunity to pitch for the Kettleers. He'll be facing 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup card. Sebastian Mexico, Jason Torres, and Drew Wires. Well, check that. Drew Wires now out of the ball game. Mark Quantrani taking his place. Wires was plunked in his plate appearance. The batter is Sebastian Mexico. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the second inning. One and 0 the count. One ball, one strike. Ketts infield playing deep. Mexico playing in now his third game for Bourne this summer. Just wrapped up his school year at Louisiana Tech. Mexico has worked himself into a very hitters-friendly 3-1 count. He's got a great eye at the plate. He's been walked twice already. No strikeouts yet as a Brave. Swung on and flied out towards left field. Von Schlegel will take 2 steps and make the catch. He's been busy out there, but he's looked comfortable. Von Schlegel playing left field for the first time in his collegiate career. Jason Torres up. The first baseman with a powerful presence in the right-handed batter's box. He was hit by a pitch his last plate appearance on a 3-0 count. He came around to score. That was the second run of the ball game. 2 of 4 that Bourne plated in the second. Jumping on Cotuit early. And that's what Bourne did last night against Falmouth in their 14-4 trouncing of the Commodores. The Braves scored 8 runs in the first 3 innings. 1-1. Ground ball towards third. Johnson. And that gets out of the glove of Landon Beaver. Torres safe on what I would assume would be an E3. That will bring up Mark Quantrani, replacing Drew Wires. Wires was at shortstop, so the catcher for Bourne, Gavin Kelly, now shifting over to second base. Excuse me, Wires was second base, so Kelly now playing there, and Quantrani will be doing the catching from here on out. The catcher this season, he's hitting .276 in 20 games. 6 of his 16 hits are extra base hits, and that hits him on the back. The third time today that Bourne has been hit by a pitch. The second time that someone hitting in the 8-hole has been hit for Bourne. Quantrani replaced Wires, who was hit by a pitch and looked to be a little rattled from it.
Geez, that hit him, looked like that hit him right where the spine meets the neck on that upper back. And, that's just an awful place to get plunked.
Yeah, that won't feel good. The trainer talking things over with Quantrani now, making sure his left shoulder is okay. That's where the ball hit him. More on the backside, right above the number 1 on his jersey. He's okay. He'll make it to first base. Runners on first and second. Torres at second, Quantrani at first. 1 out. They charge the air to Camden Johnson, an error on the throw. Nothing and 1 the count to Ryan Cooney, who was walked in the second inning. That was his lone plate appearance today. Counts 0 and 2 on the 9-hole hitter. Cooney worked a bases-loaded walk, drove in a run, then came around to score. 0-2. Inside, count now 1 and 2. Infield playing at double play depth for the Kets. They're shaded to their rights. 1-2. Swung on, chop towards third. Johnson will go to third for the force, and that will retire Jason Torres.
Smart play by Johnson. Just go and get that lead runner and keep one in scoring position so you limit some damage on the bases. And now it's a little bit different. You still have that, well, I guess you don't need the double play ball, but anything hit to any base can force an out.
Lineup card now flipped. Gavin Kelly up. He's 0 for 2 today. A pop out and then a fly out. Takes a first pitch strike. Dylan Scudder 1 out away from getting out of this third inning. That would mark 2 complete innings for him. Looking to eat up some of this early action in the game. Scudder typically a late inning reliever for Cotuit this summer. We've seen him in some tense situations come the 8th inning. We've seen him a lot in the 7th inning. This is the earliest by far we've ever seen Scudder. He came in with no one out and the bases loaded in the second. Up to 28 pitches Here comes pitch 29. Ripped in the air towards left field, sinking down for a base hit, and that will score. Mark Quintrani, the throw to third, not in time to get Ryan Cooney. And Gavin Kelly is now at second. An RBI base hit for the leadoff man. He's 1 for 3 today.
And that could have been even worse. The throw in from left, Johnson just speared it on the ground, and if not, the runner on third may have had a chance to come home with it, but he got stopped.
Tim O'Connor's getting his steps in today. His third trip out to the hill. 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. He'll be taking the baseball from Dylan Scudder. We'll see a new arm for the Kettleers. We'll take a quick break here on Cape League TV.
Hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
First appearance of the summer for new addition to the Kettleers lineup, Tim Tyler. 6'3", 205, the southpaw, just wrapping up his year at Walter State Community College.
Tim Tyler also spent some time at James Madison trying to follow in the footsteps of a couple of Kettleers who made their debuts on the hill yesterday, and they were all good. So Tyler looking to follow in the footsteps, and again, probably an earlier relief appearance than he would have anticipated.
He'll come into this ball game with 2 runners in scoring position. 2 outs, though. Only needs 1 to get out of this third inning. Bourne up 5-0 over Cotuit. In the Braves game against Falmouth yesterday, Bourne jumped out to a 12-0 lead by the end of the 5th. And at that point, no matter how much the Commodores would try to chip into that number, not much you can do. Cade Lewis will be the first batter that Tim Tyler faces. Lefty-lefty matchup here with 2 outs in the top of the third. Again, 2 runners in scoring position. Tim Tyler's first pitch as a Kettleer is fouled back to the screen. Tyler's got a nice, almost sidearm delivery. It's a bit steeper. Keeps that arm compressed coming through. It looks funky coming out of his hand. It will look funky just being a lefty, especially against a right-handed batter. But that added bonus of keeping his arm tucked near his side and whipping it around helps him out. 1-1. lined in the air towards right field. Stevens chasing it down and makes the catch. Bourne tacks on another run. 1 run, 2 left on base. Their lead is now 5-0, heading to the bottom of the third.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Joe Colucci out for his 3rd inning of work, aided by another run from his offense. Bourne up 5-0 over the Cotuit Kettleers, who are closing out their season at Lowell Park today. It's Youth Day, Youth Night technically. That's how it's listed. There's no lights here at Lowell Park. So by the time it's nighttime, this game will be over. I guess this begs the age-old question. As Taggart Tyson, the 9-hole hitter, steps up to the plate, he'll be followed by Camden Johnson and Ryan Farber. Connor, the age-old question, when do you go from calling it afternoon, evening to night? Good glove by Cooney at short, and the throw is in time to retire Taggart Tyson. What a play by the shortstop, Ryan Cooney.
Just diving into the hole at shortstop and stopping what looked like a sure base hit off the bat of Taggart Tyson and hosing him over there at first.
Camden Johnson up for the 2nd time today. He reached on an error in the 1st inning. So what's the time frame for you being able to call it night versus afternoon? We'll even throw an evening.
I think we're on the backside of, we've just exited afternoon territory. I think it's post, once you hit 5 o'clock, I think you hit the evening.
5 o'clock evening. So now I'd say we're in evening time. Maybe early evening?
Yeah, and then night starts, I'd say when, well, I mean, you can still throw on the blanket term of night for evening and then on, I'd say.
0-1. Fouled off.
So we're in evening, and you could say tonight for what's happening
tonight.
right now.
Yeah, so we'll say tonight is youth evening.
Youth evening at Lowell Park. Awesome.
I think we can call it either youth afternoon, youth evening, or youth night, technically. 0-2 hit on the ground towards second. Ranging is Kelly from his knee. That won't be in time. It drew Torres well off the bag as well.
I think you can probably call that a single for Cam Johnson. He legged that out, and he was there before the throw could even get close. So if that is, it's a 6-game hitting streak for Johnson.
He knows how to get on base. His OPS after that single is now 714 on the summer. Ryan Farber also has a high one, 729 OPS this summer. He's 0 for 1 today. The future Auburn Tiger takes ball 1. War Eagle. I just don't know if I can call it night when I see a lot of blue sky. Not to harp on it. In the grand scheme of things, that's not important. A single out into right field, and the ball slowed down towards Sefcik. Heading for third is Camden Johnson.
He's a guy who can go first to third in a hurry, and you saw him take advantage of, I guess, some maybe taller grass out there and slowed the ball down. So you're in a nice situation here if you're Caden Bogenpole.
Bogenpole has been hitting the ball exceptionally well the past 5 games for the Kettleers. He's got a pair of home runs in that time frame. 4 RBIs. He's hitting .294 in the last 5 games. Takes a first pitch strike. A great backdoor breaking ball from Joe Colucci. In that time frame, Bogenpole has had a great eye. He's been walked 5 times, only struck out twice. He's 0 for 1 today with a ground out. Ripped on the ground towards second. Kelly tosses to second for 1, and the relay's in time. 4-6-3 double play to end things in the bottom of the third. Bourne still up 5-0 over Cotuit here on Cape League TV.
There's a 0 chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer. For a limited time, CAT is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance, 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too, but there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton CAT before there's 0 time left. One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
Bourne up 5-0 over Cotuit. We've hit the top of the 4th here at Lowell Park on another beautiful day here in Mid-Cape. Still above 70 degrees, not a whole lot of wind, and a lot of blue sky. Couldn't paint a better picture of this crown jewel hidden in the middle of the Cape. First pitch crushing out to left field. Von Schlegel makes the grab. Braden Holcomb retired quickly to start things here in the 4th. Tim Tyler remains out on the bump.
Man, the ball is just jumping off the bat for Bourne. They have been all over, and that's what, hit number 7 already.
I beg your pardon. I thought Von Schlegel made that grab. It's a leadoff single for Braden Holcomb. The batter's Cal Sefcik. He takes. Guess I've seen Von Schlegel just catching everything out in left field in his debut appearance. I just assumed he would make the grab on anything hit out his direction. 1 on, no one out. Sefcik, he's 2 for 2 today. Make it 3 for 3. Base hit out to Stevens in right field. A trio of singles for Cal Sefcik today. He is tearing the cover off the baseball right now. That will put his batting average well above 400. He's hitting now 407.
He's doing exactly what Zan von Schlegel's doing for the Kettleers, just injecting some offense into his ball club late in the season. He was a mid to late ad, just like von Schlegel, only played 15 games coming into this one, so it's been a great boost for the Bravos.
Nathan Fink, the DH, up 0 for 2 today. And that's really the name of the game out here on Cape. He shows bunt, pulls it back. Both runners go. Throw down to third. Will beat out Braden Holcomb by a country mile. Kets get the lead runner, and Sefcik stayed put at first.
It was a great throw by Taggart Tyson, too. Over on second, Holcomb got an okay jump, but man, Tyson just snapped that one down there in a split second, and Johnson had plenty of time to apply that tag.
1 on with 1 out, nothing and 1 the count. It's the name of the game here on Cape. You got to be able to bring in some late season talent, because you have guys that hit their inning limits or hit the game limits that their college coaches have put on them. And so then they leave the Cape sometimes middle of the season, especially as we get towards the end, they'll all dip. And you have to bring in those guys that have maybe been producing in other summer leagues or didn't get picked up by a summer league. And that's where you really see teams begin to make those playoff pushes. It's who's got the best new reinforcements. I mean, we saw it last season. Harwich was 4th in the Eastern Division heading into the playoffs. Got loaded up with a lot of great players joining late. Didn't lose many to the draft or to limits or anything like that. Fouled just barely down the third base line. And then the Mariners went on to win the whole thing.
And that really drives home the usual postseason play of this league. Anyone can make it if they get in. And it's 8 of the 10 teams, so it's kind of anybody's game, and it feels like that regular season record almost doesn't matter when you get there with the influx of players that you see team by team.
Cotuit received a lot of great reinforcements on the bump. Saw 3 new names yesterday. Tim Tyler today. Really good crowd on hand. The people in the outfield beginning to creep closer towards straightaway center. Plenty of fans near the right field bullpen that Bourne occupies. 1-2, outside. Not as vocal of a crowd. Perhaps a bit shocked by this early offense from Bourne. Back pick to first. Won't try to tag. The Braves scored 4 in the second inning, 1 in the third. Had an opportunity here with 2 on, no one out, and then a brilliant caught stealing from Taggart Tyson behind the dish. 3-2 popped up a mile high. It's tailing in foul ground. Tyson ditches the mask and makes the catch just a step away from the on-deck circle. 2 away. Sebastian Mexico up. He's 1 for 2 today. Both of his pokes have gone opposite field. The lefty singled to left, and the lefty flew out to left. Can hear a lot of youthful cheers, you could say. A lot of young Kettleers fans in attendance for youth afternoon here at Lowell Park.
I think we can say youth night.
That ball is hammered out towards right field. Stevens measures, glasses gleaming, and makes the catch. A scoreless frame worked by Tim Tyler keeps things a 5-0 ball game. Heading to the bottom of the fourth.
Cats Baseball is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. You'll find everything you need to beautify your home at Beacon Gardens, where quality products and excellent customer service make them Osterville's premier garden center. Visit Beacon Gardens on Osterville and West Barnstable Road.
Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod Coffee roasts fresh daily using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options, from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally in Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly supporting the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
You'll be ready to power up when the power goes out with generator maintenance and service from RCA Electric in Mashpee. From preventative maintenance plans to 24/7 emergency service, trust RCA to keep your generator humming. Call us or visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The future of America in the stands here at Lowell Park. Look at those young Kettleer fans enjoying the game. Is that a Boston Red Sox hat you can see? Is that a College of Charleston hat?
I think
Maybe
that's
a Cotuit
Cornell.
hat? Cornell, yep. Good pull, Connor. They're enjoying this baseball game. It's a 5-0 game. Bourne in the lead. It will be Jack Natilli, Nolan Stevens, and Zam Von Schlegel up. Middle third of this Cotuit lineup card. Natilli got hit by a pitch his first plate appearance for the 13th time this summer. Ripped on the ground, down the line and fair. Natilli with a head of steam around first, and he'll get hung up between first and second. He'll have to get back to the first base bag in a hurry. Natilli getting into the hitting department.
He's not a guy who's going to go out there and steal you some doubles, but he put a great piece of hitting on that ball. Just shot it down the line and just stayed safe at first.
Nolan Stevens up. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to left his first time up. He's got some pop, got some power. Takes a first pitch strike. That's been working all day from Joe Colucci. To these left-handed batters, and there's a lot of them for Cotuit. Starts this breaking ball pretty much in the right-handed batter's box and just breaks in to catch the outside corner of the zone. Fastball hit on the ground, right side, through into the outfield. Natilli digging for 3, and the throw there will be cut off. Runners on the corners for the Kets.
And Natilli showing off a little more speed that time. Going first to third, some really heads-up base running from him, and we've seen the struggles stealing bags this season for the Kettleers and getting picked off, but I think something that they've been doing really well all year is going first to third. I feel like we see guys do that consistently on the Kettleers side, just always swiping that extra base when they have a chance.
Natilli heard us talking how he might not steal doubles, but he stole third on a grounder out to right field. Very much could have just pumped the brakes at second. Zan Von Schlegel takes the first pitch. He is 1 for 1 today. He ripped a double into left field. is about 5 or so feet short of being a home run. Von Schlegel, 5'10", 180. Was that a balk? Either way, the first run comes across for the Kets.
Wow. That is not something you see every day. A balk to score a run, and Colucci has to be kicking himself up there on the mound.
It was delayed. It was after the pitch. Kets nab a run, and now Stevens is in scoring position. Inside. Count now 2-1 on Von Schlegel. Von Schlegel, 5'10", $180. Doesn't quite have the power, but he's got a great swing. Popped up high towards center field, coming into play at Holcomb. Stevens watching, thought about tagging, more of a deke. One away. Landon Beaver, as a Kettleer, he's 0 for 2. This will be his now 6th time up to bat. He's been walked every other time. He's looking for RBI number 3 here, though it would be the first that he wasn't walked in. Big gap in right center field. Holcomb and Sefcik playing far away from each other. 0-1. Tipped into the mitt. A lot of activities here at Lowell Park today put on for the kids. I think during the 4th inning they said there was a donut eating contest.
They did say that, but I think we've missed our shot.
Runner goes, pitches outside, the throw down to third. Not in time. Stevens in there with a feet-first slide.
Nolan Stevens doesn't often go, but usually makes the right decision when he is. I don't think he's been caught all summer.
Stevens now 4 for 4 on stolen bases. Call him Wendy's. 1-2. The count on Landon Beaver. Pitch clock was winding down. He disengages.
You could hear Scott Landers from the dugout yelling Colucci's way, begging him to step off the mound.
1-2. Well outside. Stevens 90 feet away from scoring. It's a 5-1 ball game. And Beaver has worked a full count after getting down 0-2 early. Looking for walk number 4 on the season. What a way to start your summer. And he's fighting in this at-bat. The lefty out of Phoenix City, Alabama. But it's not spelled Phoenix like the animal or the city of Arizona. City in Arizona, I should say. The state capital of the Grand Canyon State. The one in Alabama spells it Phenix. Swung on off the end of the bat into shallow left, gets down, and that will score Stevens. The first hit from Landon Beaver this summer, and it's an RBI single. Ketts chipping into this Bourne lead.
And Colucci is starting to get hit around. That's the 6th he's allowed, and Beaver just took him backside after working a long count, got it to 3-2, and like something outside cut, just sent it the other way.
That's 3 hits allowed this inning from Joe Colucci. Time is called as Landon Beaver's tying his shoe at first base. All good there. I hope he double knotted it. Maybe even triple knotted just for good measure. You ever done that?
Could never be too safe, but I was always a single knotter.
Wow. Single knot?
I still am.
First pitch swung on and fouled by Sean Martinez. He is 0 for 1 today.
You sounded aghast.
I always do double knot. I don't want my shoes to come untied.
Well, if you just tie them tight, then you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It would be a shame if my shoes are they're single knotted right now.
You're a fraud.
Got all upset for nothing. Let me be clear. I typically double knot my shoes. They're single knotted right now. And I just loosely pulling on the lace, I was able to untie it. Wave and a miss at the 0-2. Strikeout number 2 of the day from Joe Colucci.
But that's the idea, you know, you have easy access to get your shoes off. You don't have to do too much work in that sense, but they're still tight enough to where you don't really have to worry about them coming undone.
That's a fair point. And this is this is where it gets controversial. If I double knot my shoes, I probably won't untie them to take them off. And I'll just force the feet into the shoe the next time I wear it.
But that just makes the whole ordeal harder because then you're kind of in pain just trying to force your feet in there. And usually if it's double knotted, it's too tight to do that comfortably.
Yeah, I'm now rethinking a lot of things, just talking out loud. One was chopped foul by Taggart Tyson. He is 0 for 1 today. A ground out in the 3rd. Landon Beaver still on first. He had an RBI single and then proceeded to tie his shoe, and he hasn't had to retie it. So I'm guessing he did a good knot. 1-1 the count with 2 outs. Colucci's pitch. Off the end of the bat and speared by Jose Torres. Taggart Tyson can't believe it, and I don't blame him. Jason Torres just robbed him of a base hit down the first base line. And we'll kick it down to the 3rd member of our team, Jaden Maureen, for a sideline hit.
Thanks, guys. The Cotuit offense has gone through an inconsistent period as of late, but one guy that's really been able to shine is infielder Zan von Schlegel out of St. Thomas. Since arriving to the Cats in about 35 plate appearances, he sits to an average over 400, and in that time has an OPS of just over 1,000. He's been able to show some defensive versatility as he's played all 4 infield spots throughout his career, and today is making his debut as an outfielder. His contributions to the Cats have been huge down the stretch, and we're going to see if they're going to be able to take this going into the playoffs. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jaden. We'll take a quick break. Top of 5 coming up on Cape League TV. Beacon Gardens is a proud sponsor of the Kets, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is your go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Go Cats!
Need an ice cream fix this summer? Stop by the Four Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit Four Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Top of 5, the Kets scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th, trying to get close to Bourne, make this a closer ball game as we draw on here at Lowell Park. First pitch is cut on and missed from Jason Torres, who ended the 4th inning with a spectacular grab over at first base.
Just leapt out to his right side and speared it out of the air. It was almost a sure base hit from Taggart Tyson.
Tim Tyler has worked him into an 0-2 count. Tyler came into this game with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Worked his way through the 4th, now trying to eat up some more innings. 0-2. Torres has reached base twice today, once via hit by pitch, and then he reached on an error his last plate appearance. So he's 0 for 1. That pitch is cut on and missed. Got away from Tyson, but he'll make the throw down to 3rd. Strikeout number 1 of the outing from Tim Tyler, and that's strikeout number 1 of his Cotuit summer.
Tip your cap to Tyler. Some nice breaking stuff down low in the dirt. Got Torres to offer, so I think that's his welcome to Cape moment.
Mark Quantrani up. He replaced Drew Wires after Wires exited early in this one. In his first plate appearance, replacing Drew Wires, Quantrani was hit by a pitch. One of 3 hit by pitch instances today from Bourne batters. High fly ball that won't leave the infield, and Ryan Farber makes the catch.
And Tim Tyler got scorched on a couple of hard base hits early on in his outing, but he's rebounded really nicely, has been able to keep Bourne scoreless as long as he's been in the game. I like what he's bringing to the table.
The batter's Ryan Cooney. He takes a first pitch strike. Cooney's 0 for 1 today. He was walked in the first inning. That was a bases loaded walk. Brought in a run. Popped him up again. Beaver, Tyson converging. Beaver's calling for it and makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning worked by Tim Tyler to keep Bourne at 5. 5-2 the score in this one. Heading to the bottom of the 5th and taking it home the rest of the way on play-by-play, Connor Shue.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things in real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 618 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Boston Hand to Shoulder are a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust. 5-2 over the Kettleers. I'm Connor Shue, joined by Chris Albright, Jaden Morena on the sidelines. Joe Colucci's out there for his 5th inning of work for the Bravos. So far, he's allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, and struck out 2. Has not issued a free pass. He faces off against Cam Johnson, Ryan Farber, and Caden Bogenpole to start out the frame. Cam Johnson is 1 for 2 with a hit. In his first plate appearance, he was aboard via an error by the second baseman. Ended up getting picked off on second. Lines one high in the air, backside. Giving it a look is Mexico. He makes the grab, 1 down. Quick out number 1, Colucci getting higher in his pitch count. That was number 64. Here comes Ryan Farber. 1 for 2 with a single. It's good for him to get on in this one. He struggled against Bourne this summer. 2 for 15 against the Braves coming into this one. Looking to trigger some more offense for the Kettleers, who put their first runs up of this ball game back in the 4th. Strike 1 to Ryan Farber. Hitting around 280 this summer. The incoming Auburn Tiger by way of Texas State. Go Bobcats. That's lined on the ground foul. Farber made some good contact on that single up the right side for his first hit of the ball game. He's trying to help Cotuit out to get win number 17 this season and secure a playoff berth. Colucci goes home. Oof, that was just low. On the other side for Cotuit, most of these runs were tagged to Gavin Jones, the starter, who allowed 4 in an inning of work. Then he was pulled for Dylan Scudder. That's hit high backside. Another one straight to the left fielder, Sebastian Mexico, out number 2.
We've seen a lot of action out towards left field today for both of these squads. Even guys just going opposite field. I mean, when you've got solid outfitters that are able to track the ball well, it really does help, but a lot of these shots just going straight to the outfielders.
We'll give way to Caden Bogenpole, who's enjoying a nice week of hitting. A 294, 455, 647 slash line over the past 7 days. Couple of home runs in that stretch as well for Bogenpole. He's hitless today. Couple of groundouts. It's getting darker earlier here at Lowell Park. 6:12 local time. Playing a bit of a longer ball game after the first couple of innings were labored through. But things are starting to pick up as we get towards the later innings. Bogenpole packs plenty of power in his bat. 33 homers over his first 2 years at Missouri State. It's a 2-1 count to Bogenpole. But back to the pitching. Dylan Scudder went an inning and 2/3 as that's shot hot and off the body of the second baseman, Gavin Kelly. Caden Bogenpole will take 2 off of that.
Bogenpole has tremendous power in the batter's box, and even when it's not a fly ball and he's showcasing the distance, he showcases the exit velo quite frequently, and that was a good example of it. Kelly, unfortunately, the recipient of just a sharp line drive that careened off his leg, and he's down in the outfield on one knee. You hope he's okay, but there's not much you can do on a ground ball that's coming at you incredibly hot off the bat. You're taught to keep it in front of you, and that's what he did. Just, it couldn't get the glove on it.
It took a weird hop off the ground, and they're going to call that a double. So it kicked off of Kelly, and I think that scored a double because that's just a tough play for him to make given the exit velocity off the bat of Caden Bogenpol and where it ended up. So, well, you'll take it on your season stat line if you're Caden Bogenpol. That'll go as his third double in the books and his first hit of the ball game. Brings his OPS up to 761, one of the best marks on the team. So Bogenpol gives way to Jack Natilli. He had a hard-hit single down the third base line last time up, and he got hit by a pitch his first time up to bat. Natilli's DHing today out of Cincinnati. He was all league this year in the Big 12 with the Bearcats. Hit over 300 with double-digit bombs. Just a very productive year at the plate, especially for a catcher. That's hit high in the air off to the right side. Running in to make the play is Sefcik, the right fielder. Had to go a long way to get to it. That retires the side. One hit, one left on, no runs to Joey Colucci's line as we're through 5 complete.
The Kettleers and Turns and the very popular t-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Beacon Gardens is Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville and West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
You'll be ready to power up when the power goes out with generator maintenance and service from RCA Electric in Mashpee. From preventative maintenance plans to 24/7 emergency service, trust RCA to keep your generator humming. Call us or visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. Generating trust.
Tim Tyler is out here for his third full frame for the Kettleers in his debut with the maroon and white squad. Faces off against the top half of the order. Gavin Kelly, Cade Lewis, and Braden Holcomb. So, some news in Kettleer alumni verse. We had a major league debut today. CJ Kafis is currently playing his first game for my Cleveland Guardians. They're tied up 4-4 in the top of the 7th. Kafis is 0 for 2, but he drove in a run on a ground out in his first plate appearance. Von Schlegel makes the play over and left, one down quickly.
You know you've made it when you have now Hall of Fame broadcaster Tom Hamilton saying your name.
That is, I think that's got to be a treat for any player. I don't know how locked in they are on the broadcasting aspect of things, but I'd hope so they can get the treat of listening to him. So Kafis played at Miami, Florida in college, and he was pretty incredible. The season before he went to Cotuit, he hit .366 with 8 homers, 12 doubles, and 16 stolen bases. Walked more than he struck out, too. Swing and a miss from Cade Lewis. He's 1 for 3. But Kafis came to Cotuit and played 29 games. He hit .302, 29 base hits and 96 at-bats. Walked 13 times to 18 strikeouts. He just kept producing. Raised the numbers his final year of college ball. Hit .347 with more slug. 13 homers, 14 doubles. He's been part of the Guards minor league system since 2023 after he played in Cotuit in 2022. Got drafted in the 3rd round by the Guardians as there's a swing and a miss. Lewis down on strikes, Tyler's second punch out. But then Kafis made his way through the minor leagues and was breaking down the door at AAA Columbus. The Clippers had an .893 OPS, hit 13 bombs in 68 games to 14 doubles. So they're like, well, you know, we've hit the trade deadline. We're getting past that point, and let's just give the kid a shot. Can play first, corner outfield. I think he's in right today. Yes, he is. So he's 0 for 3 with an RBI ground out. But we'll update later, see if he can get that first major league knock.
Kafis, away back.
I'm just waiting for that first Tammy home run call of CJ Kafis' first big league bomb. I mean, it's coming soon. I can just feel it.
100%.
Wouldn't that be cool?
He's got some good pop. He was hitting homers all across the minors.
That shot high in the air off the bat of Braden Holcomb into shallow center. Farber ranges out to make the grab. 3 up, 3 down from Tyler. He's dealing in his Kettleers debut. 3 1/3 scoreless for Tim Tyler. Only 2 hits to his name in this outing. It's 5-2 Bourne going into the bottom of the 6th.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generatic automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod coffee roasts fresh daily, using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally at Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly sponsoring the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. They're the go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Bottom half of the 6th here at beautiful Lowell Park, the crown jewel of the Cape League. New pitcher out there for the Bourne Braves is Josh Reed, the left-hander out of Angelo State University.
6'4", 220. The southpaw out of Midland, Texas, chose to stay in the Lone Star State for college. This will be his 3rd appearance of the summer, all in relief. He's only worked 2 2/3 innings, but he's only given up 1 hit. No earned runs. He's walked 4 and struck out 2.
And he's a different case. Usually you see these late season ads come from other summer leagues, but we talked about it earlier. There's guys on teams' radars that are kind of just floating around looking for some work, and Josh Reed was available, so he's turned in some good pitching to this point for Bourne. He faces off against 5, 6, and 7, Nolan Stevens, Zanvon Schlegel, and Landon Beaver for the Kettleers. This is the part of the order that got those couple of runs on a couple innings ago. Stevens takes a first pitch ball. Nolan Stevens is swinging it well. A .333 average over the past week of games. Has a single, a stolen base, and a run scored today. He's facing off against Reed, who frankly got squared up a lot at Angelo State A .284 batting average against 29 hits in 24 2/3 innings. But there's potential there. 29 strikeouts in those frames for him. Certainly showed the swing and miss. The 2-0 is tapped high towards the second baseman. Kelly makes the play. So, Chris, I'm going to quiz you in a second. Let me just take a look at Angelo State's mascot because I don't know it, but...
believe it's the Rams.
There you go. Jeez, did you see it or what?
I just know their logo's very similar to the LA Rams logo. They did a little rebrand as of recent.
Well, now that I'm looking at it, I see exactly what you're talking about. It's the same color scheme, too. Check swing, no go for Von Schlegel. But it's got that same looping, I guess, half circle in yellow and blue.
Could call it a ram's horn.
I
think that was the attempt.
I mean, it doesn't look like one that well, but I can see where the idea came from. They're one of a few ASUs. I mean, you think of Arizona State. I know what you're saying.
Forks down, baby.
And then I guess Angelo State. There's probably Arkansas State.
The Red Wolves?
I think they're Arkansas State University. That's flared softly into right field, and Zan Von Schlegel just keeps on hitting. Back-to-back multi-hit games.
It's just incredible what he does at the dish. He can put the baseball anywhere you want it. He makes contact, and that's the big thing. He is so good at finding the baseball with his bat, and that skill is going to transition no matter where he goes. He's done a great job adjusting to the Cape in the limited time he's been out here, and he's only gotten better as the season's gone on.
10 games into his Cape League season, he is still hitting over 400. In steps Landon Beaver, who had his first Cape League knock back in the 4th inning, an RBI single to drive home Nolan Stevens. So through his first 2 games, he's got 3 RBIs, 2 on bases loaded walks, and 1 on a single, his first hit. So Beaver hasn't needed to swing the bat much to produce. Reed goes home. It's outside. Man, I'm just getting deeper in the Angelo State rabbit hole, and they were great this year. 48-10 in the Lone Star Conference. They were second to UT Dallas, who, that has to be wrong. 32-6 on the season. I think might need to find out what that's all about, but yeah, that's interesting. And UT Tyler up there, I think that's about it in terms of schools I recognize in this league. Well, West Texas A&M, I've heard of them. Have you?
In Amarillo, Texas, or just around there, I believe.
There's a couple more Texas A&M, I guess, satellite campuses.
Are they the Bison? West Texas
Buffaloes.
A&M? Buffaloes.
There's Texas A&M Kingsville, and then there's Texas A&M International. They're the Dust Devils.
Oh.
And Kingsville, they're the Javelinas.
Javelina.
Oh, wow. That's hit. Bouncer straight to the second baseman. Kelly, nice play to second. Can't turn 2, but a fine glove by the second baseman. Gavin Kelly gets the lead runner out. Oh, Javelinas. Jeez, I'm sorry to everyone who's listening.
It's a tricky word. Do you know what a javelina is?
Couldn't tell you. I was thinking about javelins.
Yeah, I mean, it's spelled, I want to say, the
Exactly
exact
the same.
Yeah. It's a desert pig. They're
Wow.
wild pigs that live in the desert in the Southwest. Being in Arizona for school, you see wild javelinas in neighborhoods.
Jeez. And back in Ohio, we just see deer.
No pigs that go through your trash?
Not really. Not a lot of pigs up there just roaming the streets of Northern Ohio.
But they're not like pigs. They're like hogs, with the tusks.
Oh, jeez.
They're not like cool pigs.
That sounds scary. Swinging a foul tip into the glove. Or it just popped out. Martinez down 0-2, still searching for his first Kettleer hit. He's got a runner on first, Beaver. I could just rattle off these team names all day. There's another St. Mary's. I didn't know there were two. This is St. St. Dot instead of Saint, the word. So I guess that's enough to distinguish the two teams. There's the Oklahoma Christian Eagles. I think we're getting too deep in the rabbit hole now.
I love Lone Star Conference baseball.
All right, then who won the conference? Tell me that.
Didn't you already say it? Wasn't it UT Dallas?
Well, they had the best record.
Or Angelo State?
Well, let's find out. I mean, they were both at the top record-wise. I'm looking at the baseball reference page. We'll find out who came victorious. Martinez locked in a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. We'll hear more about the Lone Star Conference and this baseball game as we travel into the top of the 7th. It's 5-2 Bourne.
Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod coffee roasts fresh daily using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally in Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly sponsoring the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
Beacon Gardens is Osterville's premier garden center. You'll find everything you need to beautify your home at Beacon Gardens, where quality products and excellent customer service make them Osterville's premier garden center. Visit Beacon Gardens on Osterville, West Barnstable Road.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, brings you to the Kettleers' top of the order. They're the go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Tim Tyler's still twirling it out there for the Kettleers. He's through 3+ going into the 7th here. We're in the top half of the inning. He faces the middle of the order for the Bourne Braves, Cal Sefcik, Nathan Fink, and Sebastian Mexico. And if you were listening to our conversation at the end of the 6th, this will make a little more sense if you're just dropping in. But Angelo State won the Lone Star Conference title. Lined back up the middle. Man, that's 4 knocks and 4 trips for Cal Sefcik. What a day.
And he's been squaring up the baseball in every single one of his at-bats. 3 of his 4 hits have just been singles right back up the middle. And I mean pretty much directly going over second base. And the lone one that wasn't was a flare into right center field.
Sefcik's aboard at first. And funnily enough, in his 4 trips to first base, he has not advanced past. That's outside to Nathan Fink. Early in his tenure with Bourne, he's only played a couple games. Another one of those late season ads. This is game 5 for Fink. A bouncer to third. Johnson to second. They go to first. Not in time. So Fink bounces out but reaches first.
And again, Cal Sefcik can't reach second base.
Jeez, just in a game with a decent amount of scoring for Bourne, they've got 5 runs. Sefcik has been producing a lot of offense, but just unable to move off first. So this is Sebastian Mexico. Or no, this is actually a pinch hitter. Mexico is out of the game. Let's check the roster here. Mexico is number 9, and he's listed as a right-handed hitter as Fink reaches second. So this can't be him.
I'm pretty sure it's Sebastian Mexico. I got confused early on. In the lineup that we got from our good buddies in the Bourne broadcast booth, they listed Mexico as a true left-handed hitter.
Well, we've been duped by the Cape League website. I think that's on me, an oversight. So Mexico's at the dish. Some deliberating between the umpiring crew over there, right side of the hill. So yeah, Mexico is... I wonder if he might have forgotten his jersey or something, because he's listed as number 9 in all places, but wearing number 8. And I think the Cape League website needs to fix the which side he swings it from.
Unless overnight he became a good left-handed hitter.
Just decided to pick it up on a whim. He's got an 0-2 count. Swung straight back. Still 0-2 to Mexico from Louisiana Tech. Had a really nice year there. Hit over 300. Slugged over 600. 12 homers, 12 doubles, and 181 at-bats. Got plenty of work. The 0-2. Oof. Just off the corner. Mexico came to Tech by way of Fordham. Spent a couple of years there. Was teammates with Kettleer Ryan Egan for a little bit. Egan, one of the more recent bullpen additions for the Kettleers. There were a couple waves of players that came in over the past couple of weeks, and Egan was part of that first wave. And 7 players came in over the past couple of days, and that's the second. It's outside, and Mexico has worked this to a 3-2 count. He actually took a gap year after 2023 before coming back to college ball in 2025 with LA Tech.
Love a good gap year.
Sometimes you just need a little bit of time to relax, and that he did.
You think he did one of those cool gap year programs like a semester at sea or a semester abroad? Well, that's not. I mean, is that a gap year technically?
No, because you're still taking classes in your semester abroad. I mean, hopefully he got some traveling in and did some fun stuff, though. Here's the pitch. High tapper over Tyler. Charging is Martinez. He loses a grip on it. All runners are safe. I think that's going to be an E4.
Mexico was pretty quick down the line. I mean, it was a slow tapper. I doubt even if Martinez was able to get a good glove on it, he would have got to first in time to retire Sebastian.
You got me on that one. They called it a single. So no error to Martinez. And this is the end for Tim Tyler, who deserves quite the standing O after just a great outing out of the bullpen. He came in and saved this game from getting out of hand. 5 runs in the first 2, and he came in and provided 3 2/3 innings of scoreless relief. And for a second, yeah, okay, he's out of there. For a moment, I thought they were going to leave him in, but Tyler's day is over with 1 out here. Runners on the corners when we come back. Bourne Cotuit here in the top of the 7th.
Hey, it's Chris, and when I'm looking for a cold treat, I go to 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Hi, I'm Connor Shue. Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
The Kettleer Interns and the very popular T-shirt toss are brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Will Newell, the new arm out there, previously pitched at Dayton for the past couple of years. Now he's with the Kets for the back half of this summer after 10 appearances in the NECL. So you'll see what he can do against Jason Torres with runners on the corners.
Newell, 6'8", 250, tall righty, born in Tallahassee. Been hopping around at the collegiate level. Dayton was his 3rd stop. Had stints at Lipscomb and Pasco Hernando State College in Florida.
Newell facing Torres, the 6'8" right-hander. Previously pitched with the Valley Blue Sox in the New England Collegiate League for the past couple of summers. Didn't allow an earned run in 10 appearances this year. He actually pitched with Lipscomb earlier on in his college career and Pasco Hernando State College. The pitch, upstairs. Newell, the right-hander, according to the Cape League website, is transferring to Georgetown. However, not seeing that anywhere else.
Did you look at the nickname? I have Pasco Hernando. No, don't look. I'm going to quiz you. I'm quizzing you on the nickname of Pasco Hernando State College.
Tigers.
Incorrect.
Is it a unique name?
Not really. It's a fairly common one. You were pretty close with Tigers, actually.
The Lions.
No, go back to Cats.
The Bobcats.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. The Pasco Hernando State Bobcats. Flared out into shallow left. Farber hasn't measured for out number 2.
A nice easy catch for the former Texas State Bobcat. He's looked very comfortable at shortstop and pretty much wherever you want to put him in the infield all summer long. He just makes every position look routine, no matter if he's at third, at shortstop, or at second. Auburn's going to be getting a great baseball player that can fulfill many different needs wherever and whenever you need him out there.
Farber can play all over the infield. Has seen time out in center as well. Mark Cotrani steps up. Got hit by a pitch and popped out to Farber. His last time up was a defensive replacement in the second inning. So, Newell previously pitched at Lipscomb. Can you tell me their mascot?
Lions.
Oh, jeez. I forgot who I'm asking.
That's the one thing I don't know why I know it, but I know it.
No, they're not.
Are they not the Lions?
They're not the Lions. They are. Throw back to third. They tried to backpick Fink. So they're not the Lions, but...
Oh, this is bad. My roommate's sister goes to Lipscomb, and he has a shirt. I can kind of picture the logo.
I also have a shirt.
You have a Lipscomb shirt?
No.
Oh.
So, do we have an answer?
Oh, I can't think.
Hit high in the air out to Von Schlegel and left. Newell gets out of the jam. We're going to the bottom of the 7th here at Lowell Park. 5-2, Bourne.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Hey, it's Chris here. From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot in Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing, where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Josh Reed is out there for his second inning of work for the Bourne Braves. Scoreless top half from the Braves, pitched by both Tim Tyler and Will Newell. And Newell, his third school was the Dayton
Flyers.
There you go. Needed you to just get a layup there so you could make up for your sins with Lipscomb.
I'm more so mad about not recognizing a lion as a cat.
Yeah, that was I let you slide on that one. Tyson lines one through the gap, a base hit. First of the day, and Tyson gets out of his slump.
It's been a bit of a quiet end cap to this lineup card today for Cotuit, but it's good to see Tyson getting in the hitting department like we know he can. Been a bit in and out of the lineup card since joining the Kets, but he's been making the most of his appearances so far this summer.
He gives way to the top of the lineup card for Cam Johnson. Johnson is 1 for 3 today. He has reached twice, got on with an error his first time. Cotuit is trying to get back in this one against a Bourne team that features a pitching staff that has struggled this summer. A 480 earned run average staff-wide is 9th out of 10 teams in the Cape League.
They've had some problems just with big games. I mean, you look back to what Cotuit's done in the past against Bourne, and one of the wins that the Kets had over the Braves, it was a 10-3 win.
The pitch cracked over the head of the second baseman, gets down. Charging around second is Tyson. He's into third, and Johnson is safe at first with a single.
Kets are piecing together hitting. That's what's worked. You look back to the 2 runs that Cotuit has scored today, those in the 4th, it was Natilli and Stevens who came around to score. Both of them reached base with back-to-back no-out hits to start that inning.
We'll see if they can get another rally going. Like you said, they haven't scored since the 4th where they plated 2. Runners on the corners. It is Tyson and Johnson for the Kettles. Reed takes a big breath. He's going to fire to Ryan Farber hitting from the right side. Farber is 1 for 3 today. Top half of this lineup has been, well, fairly quiet. It's been the middle that's done the bulk of the work, but 4 hits between the, well, okay, I think I'm mistaken. 4 hits between the top 3. Farber and Bogenpol both 1 for 3. Had colder starts to the game, but have come around. Bogenpol had a double his last time up. Farber had that single back in the 3rd. This is game 39 of the Cape League season. We're drawing to the end quickly. Cotuit trying to secure a playoff berth with a win, and Farber just got beamed on the side. Bases juiced with no outs, and look out, Josh Reed. Caden Bogenpol is stepping up to bat.
The Kettleers are the best hitting team in the Cape League with the bases loaded. The Kets have hit 5 grand slams this summer and are hitting significantly above the 300 mark in terms of team batting average in this situation. In fact, sorry to cut you off, they're hitting 463 with the bases loaded.
That's not too bad. And Bogenpol is going to look to uphold that average against Josh Reed, who just gets some words of encouragement. Caden Bogenpol will step in for a lefty-lefty date at the dish. And he's going to try to get one to the gap at the very least. You're just hoping to not put one on the ground here. Anything in the air would score a run if it's at least hit to in the intermediate part of the outfield. So just to check out other scores, Falmouth is scoreless against Wareham in the top of the 4th there. If the Kets can't get a point today, they'll need Falmouth to lose to clinch today. Ooh, that's skipped in.
This is a heavy hitting threat in the lineup for Cotuit. This part especially. Bogenpol and then Natilli is on deck. Natilli has 3 grand slams this summer.
Him and Andrew Wiggins, the only Kettleers with grand slams this season. Reed fires to Bogenpol. That gets away. A run comes home. Taggart Tyson scores run number 3, and the Kettleers are only down 2.
Little by little, run by run, that's how the Kettleers are doing this. Bourne had a 5-0 lead at one point going into the bottom of the 4th. And really, the offense is getting going. It's been there. This is, I don't want to say all credit to Tim Tyler, but you got to credit the pitching here for Cotuit for making this a really close game now, and the bats are responding to that.
Tyler did a great job to bridge the gap to the late relievers. The pitch outside, and this is a spot where you don't really want to pitch to Caden Bogenpul with his power, but I think you kind of have to get to him here because you don't want to face the opposite-handed Natili, who possesses just as much power as Caden Bogenpul. The pitch, that's down the middle. But Bogenpul is certainly a threat. 2 homers in the past week, hitting almost 300 over the last 7 days. 3 long balls this summer. The 3-1 incoming, hitters count for Bogenpul. Outside, ball 4. Caden Bogenpul gets on first for the man with 3 grandies already this summer, Jack Natili.
That is just the first walk drawn by Cotuit batters today, and it loads the bases. A very familiar sight for Ketts fans who were in attendance yesterday when the Kettleers, with the bases full, had such an incredible discipline at the plate. The Ketts wouldn't try to swing out of their shoes, get those, get groundouts or flyouts hitting bad pitches. They were really just comfortable in the box.
That's the end for Josh Reed. Couldn't get an out in this frame. 1 run came across to score. Here comes a new pitcher. We'll tell you more about him after this break.
Make sure to stop by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Theo Hardees, Meyer, and Sarah Pack are the Cape's leading experts on oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all of your hand and upper extremity needs.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. You'll find everything you need to beautify your home at Beacon Gardens, where quality products and excellent customer service makes them Osterville's premier garden center. Visit Beacon Gardens on Osterville, West Barnstable Road.
Packy Bradley Cooney enters the game for the Bourne Braves. The Ketts actually saw him last time these two teams met, and for a second, it looked like he was going to be tagged with the loss. Allowed a couple runs to get Cotuit up in the late innings, but Bourne unfortunately walked that one off. He enters quite the unfavorable situation for any pitcher. Bases loaded against one of the scariest hitters in Cotuit's lineup, Jack Natili.
Jack Natili himself has been a giant slayer in terms of opportunities when the bases are loaded. And as crazy as it sounds, you're almost better off intentionally walking the man in a situation like this than letting him try to go for his 4th grand slam of the summer.
So, Jack Natili takes one outside. His last home run that he hit was a grand slam to shut down a run roll victory over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Here comes the 1-0. Line right back up the middle towards second base. The flip to the shortstop. The first in time, but it scores another run. 5-4. Cotuit cuts it to 1.
And as much as you don't like seeing the double play turned if you're Cotuit, you had a little bit of ground to play with, and you got a run. You have another runner at third, so the tying run just 90 feet away, and you have Nolan Stevens who has been getting back into the swing of things batting.
He has been a .333 average over the past week for Stevens. He is 1 for 3 today. Lefty-righty matchup. One runner on third. That's Ryan Farber. Flares one foul. And the catcher, Mark Quattrani, just took a tumble. Did he get hit with the backswing? You couldn't really tell, but Stevens' bat might have clipped him or something.
Always scary when you're behind the dish. There's a lot of people moving, bats flying.
That makes it an 0-1 count, 2 down, 1-run ball game. High fastball. If Cotuit wins, they clinch a playoff spot. Looking to remove all doubt in this one. The winning run is Nolan Stevens at the plate. Bradley Cooney rocking on the mound. That's right down the middle. 1-2. Stevens, couple homers, 4 doubles this summer. Bradley Cooney into his motion. That's taken down low. Called strike 3. The Kettleers play 2, make it a 5-4 ball game. They're within 1 of the Braves going into the top of the 8th.
The Kettleers interns in the very popular t-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
Ryan Cooney leads off the frame against Will Newell. We're in the top of the 8th here at Lowell Park. 5-4 is your score. Bourne over Cotuit. Bourne is in the playoffs at this point. They're second in the division. Cotuit third, trying to confirm their destiny. Will Newell gets a sword on that one. Barely went around. It's Cooney, Kelly, and Lewis due up against Newell. The pitch spiked out of there. Count rises to 2-1. Cooney has a walk, a ground out, and a pop-up. Did reach base on his ground ball. That pitch was high. Newell's in his Kettleer debut. He's been pitching well. Has got each batter he's faced out. That's outside. Ball 4, walks Cooney. His second free pass of the game.
The only 2 walks issued by Cotuit pitchers today.
It's been a fairly, walk-less game. I mean, only 2 issued by the Kettleers, 1 issued by Bourne. Will Newell's day is done swiftly. After 2/3 of an inning, we'll give way to a new pitcher here in the top of the 8th. We'll be right back here on Cape League TV.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers' top of the order is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Kilgore, our sideline reporter, for a moment here.
It's the final home game of the regular season here. In pregame, Cotuit General Manager Bruce Murphy approached the field, showed fans that there are 3 Cotuit players here that deserved MVP recognition. Of course, one of those had to be Jack Natilli, who we just saw a couple minutes ago help bring in another run for the Kettleers. He's been phenomenal this season, plating .244 on average, 6 home runs, including those 2 grand slams. On the mound, the team couldn't choose between Peyton Manka and Ryan Buckler, so they said, let's give it to both of them, awarding both pitchers with the co-most valuable player. Manka posted a .270 ERA with 25 strikeouts and 30 innings of work. Buckler, the hometown hero, in his second season with the Kettleers, a .296 ERA, the second summer with the Kets. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Brooke. We're continuing the top of the 8th inning. A new pitcher, Jonathan Edelman, sub 3 earned run average for the Bucknell righty. So far this summer, he's been nails.
He's been nuts this summer. 9 1/3 innings worked, 6 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned. But the strikeout numbers are what impressed me the most. He's got 11 strikeouts on his summer through 6 appearances. He has come in some of the most high leverage situations for Cotuit. Multiple times he's been pitching with the bases loaded, and he's gotten 3 outs without surrendering a run. He's just incredibly composed up on the mound whenever he throws.
He'll try to mow down the order after Will Newell issued a leadoff walk to Ryan Cooney. He was properly placed in the dugout. Edelman fires a fastball inside. It's low 90s for Edelman, but it plays much faster than that with his extension off the mound.
He's got a very tall frame. He's 6'7", 235 pounds, big presence out there.
Here comes his 1-0. Fastball hits the outer half. Cooney's on first. This is Gavin Kelly, the catcher / second baseman. He's played both positions today. He's got an RBI single. Quick pickoff move by Edelman. 11 strikeouts in 9 1/3 innings for him this summer. Last time we saw him, he got the final out of a game against Hyannis that was tied 3-3. Edelman fires, runner goes. That's low. The throw down. Got him. Tyson hosed him from behind the dish. There's 1 out.
An absolute dime piece from the catcher, Taggart Tyson. Got it on a line to Farber's glove. He didn't need to move it. It was placed about 6 inches off second base, right where the sliding Ryan Cooney was heading. Perfect throw.
The bases are cleared for Jonathan Edelman. He goes home. 3-1. Six appearances this summer for Edelman. The Bucknell right-hander. He fires. Just outside. Oh, got the corner. And Kelly doesn't want to hear any of it from the home plate umpire, Mike Hinojosa. Just stuck out his hand and waved him off. So it's 3-2. So John Edelman goes to Bucknell. Can you guess what I'm about to ask you?
Bison.
Let's see. Edelman, a 3-2 count. Yes, they are the Bison. Good pull. The pitch. It's in there. Called strike 3. Beautiful pitching from Jonathan Edelman.
He has got a wicked slider, and it will just break away from any right-handed hitter.
Just popped it right on the corner against Gavin Kelly. Now it's Cade Lewis, the third baseman. Lewis today, he's 1 for 4. Big swing and a miss. I think you could call that a sword, too.
Sure looked like one.
Lewis just whiffed at the first pitch, thrown to him by Edelman. He settles. Edelman comes home. Strike 2. Just the utmost confidence up on the mound for John Edelman. Just buckles down. Righty-lefty against Lewis. The 0-2. Lined into left. Von Schlegel has it measured for out number 3. Only 9 pitches necessary for Edelman to get through the 8th. We're going to the bottom half of the frame. Ket's up to bat next.
The Kettleers 50-50 raffle is brought to you by 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference. Get your 50-50 raffle tickets now.
From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot at Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
The Kettleers are sponsored by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee.
It's the bottom of the 8th here at Lowell Park. Kettleers up to bat, down by 1. It's a crucial situation for them here, trying to play into a playoff spot. This is not necessarily a play-in game. That would be tomorrow if Falmouth was to win today and the Kettleers were to lose, but this is close to it. Cats fans aplenty in the stands here late into this one, cheering all the way around. Zan von Schlegel, the hit machine, steps up to start it. Then it's Landon Beaver and Sean Martinez. Von Schlegel is 2 for 3 with a double today. Watches one inside. Today he's playing left field. He's played all over with the Cats. Has had to adopt almost a utility player role. Hits one on the ground towards second. Playable in time for Kelly. Landon Beaver's going to step up. The UAB first baseman. In his second game with the Kettleers. Has been productive. 3 walks in his debut, including 2 that drove in runs. An RBI single today. Packy, Bradley Cooney's into his motion. Fires home. That's low. Really nice night here. Around 70 degrees. Sunny, not much wind. Nothing to complain about here. That's flared, long and foul. 1-1. Beaver gets his bearings. He's back in the box. Bradley Cooney goes home. Taken upstairs. There's an appeal down to third. No go. Beaver trying to start an 8th inning rally for the Cats with 1 down. The 2-1. Hit right back up the middle. Kicks off the pitcher. Charging and throwing is Cooney. Makes it in time. 2 down.
It's been some good infield defense from Bourne today. A lot of great movement from Cooney and Kelly. Kelly, the second baseman, was originally catching today before having to shift over to second base. And, I mean, both have looked comfortable out there today.
They sure have looked good. Now it's Luke Lavin, a pinch hitter, in for Sean Martinez. So there should be some shuffling defensively for the Kettleers. I think it's certainly possible we see Von Schlegel move to second base for Martinez and Lavin into left field. So Luke Lavin, the pinch hitter for Martinez. First pitch, swinging and a miss. Lavin hitting the buck 76 this year. Has struggled at the plate this summer. What a time it would be to get back on the horse. He's down 0-2. The lefty Lavin is ready. Bradley Cooney fires. That's upstairs. It's getting dark out here. It's 7:18 p.m. These games pushed up to 4:30 for the last half of regular season home field play for the Kettleers. The pitch drew outside. 2-2. Lavin's working the count. If Lavin gets on, that'll bring up Taggart Tyson. Watches one down the middle. Called strike 3. Bradley Cooney gets out of back-to-back innings with called strike 3s. So we're going to the top of the 9th. Last chance to hit for Bourne.
Beacon Gardens is a proud sponsor of the Kets, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is your go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Go Cats!
Need an ice cream fix this summer? Stop by the Four Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit Four Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
John Edelman out there for his second frame of relief work. So the double switch is complete by the Kettleers. Luke Matthews replaces Luke Lavin batting 8th and comes into play second base after Lavin pinch hit for Sean Martinez. The big center fielder, Braden Holcomb, out to face Edelman. The righty kicks deals. Oof, that was well inside. I think that was a slider that just didn't break. "5-4 is the score. Cotuit will have one more chance in the bottom half of this frame. The pitch checked on, no swing. It's 2-0. The Braves looking for some insurance over Cotuit. They're trying to solidify ending in the top half of the West Division. They're just behind Wareham, or actually, I think they're tied with Wareham for first right now. 18-18 and a couple of ties for Bourne, and Wareham is 19-19. 3-0 count. Edelman fires down the pike. Strike one. Cotuit beat Wareham last night to help Bourne's case. Edelman fires. Popped out of the glove. That was ball 4 anyway. So Holcomb's on first for Cal Sefcik, who has hit every trip up tonight. 4 for 4.
He's had an impressive day, and all of it has just been great contact. He's been barreling it up the middle. If I'm Caden Bogenpole, I'm taking a couple steps in.
Just flaring singles every which way. Sefcik, teammate of Jack Natilli, is ready. It's a fastball outside. Him and Natilli don't get to exchange words in the box, though. Natilli is the designated hitter for Cotuit today. Sefcik's ready for the 1-0. Edelman. Bunt pulled back, throw down, not in time. Two-0 count. Edelman missing the zone a little bit more often than not. In this inning, he's up to 15 pitches, only 7 strikes. Check that, 16 pitches, 7 strikes. Sefcik bunting all the way, pulls it back. Strike one. Doing a little scoreboard watching here. Falmouth is up on Wareham 3-0 in the top of the 5th. That's the game Cotuit fans should be looking at. The 2-1. Inside fastball, it's 3-1. Hyannis is up 2-1 on Orleans in the bottom of the 4th. Hyannis is right behind Orleans. And unrelated to the West Division, but in fun Cape League news, Harwich has a no-hitter going against Brewster. That's shot on a line. 5-for-5 day for Cal Sefcik.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
He is just all over it. Just great piece of hitting after great piece of hitting. Now Tim O'Connor will chat with John Edelman. I think this is just a cursory check, but you got to calm your guy down now. Edelman, always strong in the later innings, but he's struggling, has allowed back-to-back base runners to open the 9th. Now you're looking for something on the ground if you're John Edelman. Farber's joined by his double play partner for the middle part of the season, Luke Matthews. Those two have turned plenty. So the batter that should be up facing John Edelman is Nathan Fink. No one has emerged from the dugout to come hit. And here comes a pinch hitter, John LeGrande. He has been a thorn in the Kettleers' side this season. Only one hit, but whenever he gets on base, he is just tough to keep track of.
He's got speed. He's smart on the base paths. And he's been on the giving end of some walk-off winners against the Kets this summer.
He scored a walk-off winner off a double from Braden Holcomb the first time these teams met. LeGrand is ready. Edelman fires. And I think the plan is clear here. Bunt to move the runners over. You don't need to do too much if you're LeGrand. And Edelman knows what he's looking for. So LeGrande, he replaces Nathan Fink. It's a 2-0 count. It's cooled down considerably out here with the sun coming down. It's gone over the trees. LeGrande takes time. Goes to talk with Scott Landers. Just giving him a little pep talk. Edelman, 21 pitches, 9 strikes. He was all over the zone in his first frame, only needed 9 pitches to get through the 8th. Now he's scuffling a bit. A walk and a hit. That's outside. Just trying not to give LeGrande something easy to bunt on, but at this point, I don't know.
You got to go something in the zone for this one.
LeGrande might just be taking all the way. And he is, as is tradition. I mean, you don't usually see guys swing 3-0 anywhere, but on Cape, it is very rare. I honestly don't think I can recall seeing someone swing 3-0 here. The bunt placed down the left field line. Charging is Johnson. Fires. Not in time. LeGrande placed a beauty down the third base line, and everyone is safe.
That's why you bring him in. He's got speed, and that was an incredible bunt.
Edelman is in a world of trouble, but this is a situation he's familiar with. Against Chatham a couple of weeks ago, he had this exact same situation. His team was in a tough spot, and that situation was a point where they could have been walked off. Obviously, that's not the case here that they're at home, but they were in Chatham. Edelman loaded the bases with no outs, and he proceeded to strike out 2 of the next 3 and got out of it unscathed. So Edelman faces Sebastian Mexico. Fires. That is cracked high and deep into right field. Stevens is chasing. That bounces off the wall. Bogenpol plays it. 1 run scores. Another one coming around. The relay to the plate, not in time. A 2-run double. Scorched off the bat of Sebastian Mexico.
Got a good piece of contact, sent it to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. It kept carrying and carrying. For a second, it looked like it would be gone, but Fence kicked it back in play. Bourne now back up to a comfortable 4-run lead.
A great swing by Mexico. He scored Holcomb and Sefcik. 3-hit day for Seb Mexico. 13 hits, too.
Should just be a 3-run lead. They put an extra run on the scoreboard. 7-4.
7-4 is your score. Edelman has still not recorded an out. The leash has to be short at this point. This is Jason Torres. Right-handed stick from Bama. Big hack and a miss, 1-2. That's more of the Edelman that we're used to seeing. Torres is still searching for hit number 1 today. He's been hit by a pitch, reached on an error, struck out, and popped up. The 1-2, swing and a miss on that diving slider. Second punch out for Edelman. Here comes Quattrani. It's another righty-righty matchup. So 2 on. And Edelman, think you have to get a strikeout or something soft towards the third base side in the infield. No double play ball really possible. No one on first. Edelman pitching in trouble. 1-0 count. That's upstairs. 4 straight base runners to open this inning. Then Torres was struck out swinging. Mark Quattrani trying to keep things going for Bourne. The scoreboard now says it's a 12-4 ball game. I don't know about that. Jeez.
Big top of the 9th for Bourne here.
Something like that. The pitch. Outside, strike 1. And last summer, my team, the Tri-City Chili Peppers, the scoreboard would, no joke, it would go down and just show zeros on the board once a game, and the PA announcer would always grill the interns over the mic about it. That popped out of the mitt. Taggart Tyson. It was a strike, though. But he'd always tell the crowd to boo the interns. So I don't think Roy over in the PA booth to our right is going to do any of that.
You don't think they're going to boo the interns? Well, now the score's back to 5-4. Oh, jeez.
And a round of applause as it's back to what it should be, 7-4. Bourne up. Oh, man. 13 hits on the night for Bourne. 1 for extra bases. Two count. Edelman kicks, deals. Check swing, no go. It's 3-2. Half inning running long here. Quattrani, the batter. Edelman in there. Pulled the string on the slider. And that's out number 2.
Back-to-back punch-outs for Edelman. We've seen him do a good job of getting those with runners in scoring position. Unfortunately, it was after 2 runs came around to score here in the 9th. But looking to just close the door on this inning, keep the damage where it's at.
Now he's got Ryan Cooney, the shortstop. First pitch draws outside. Runners on second and third, 2 down. 2 runs have scored in the inning. An RBI double off the bat of Sebastian Mexico. The 1-0 upstairs. Edelman has had to hurl plenty of pitches, up to 37 through an inning and 2/3. 28 of those in this inning. Flared high in the air off to the right. Giving chase is the first baseman. Beaver in it. Kicks off the fence. Foul. Edelman back on the hill. And Cooney lives to see another day. Bourne started this game by scoring 4 in the second, added on 1 more in the third. Didn't score again until this half inning. Cotuit, a pair of 2-run innings, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 7th. Edelman hurls. Shot high into right field. Stevens is back to get it. The Kettleers up to bat next. Will look to walk it off. Down 3 here on Cape League TV. Don't go anywhere.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things in real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 618 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Boston Hand to Shoulder are a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee.
Just is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. It's crunch time for the Kettleers. Down 7-4 in the bottom half of the 9th. Up to bat first will be Tagger Tyson, the catcher. Then it's Cam Johnson and Ryan Farber. 9-1-2. Not a bad part of the order to have up here for the Kets.
Not at all. And if any one of them get on base, which you would hope happens as you're down 3, you got Bogenpole, Natili, and Stevens waiting in the wings.
Tyson will step in. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Came around to score on a wild pitch back in the 7th. Flares one high in right field. Chasing it down is Torres. It's well out of play. 0-1. We've seen plenty of games between these two teams come down to the wire. Two of them in Bourne's territory walked off 5-4, clipped back. And the lone home contest before this one between these two teams, at least for Cotuit, was won 6-4. They scored all their runs in the first two, but Bourne chipped away till the end where Cotuit hung on to win. And the only game that wasn't close between these two teams is that shot on the infield. The second baseman, Kelly, comes in to make the play. One down. The only game that was really out of hand the whole way was a 10-3 win by Cotuit. The third time these teams faced off, the second time on the road. Here's Cam Johnson. The third baseman swinging left-handed. He is 2 for 4 on the day. Looking to start a 9th inning rally to try and at least tie this one up. A tie in this one would confirm playoffs for the Kettleers, and I have my doubts that they'd play a 10th inning with the way the sky is looking. It's getting dark. The 1-0 clubbed foul. Count gets even, 1-1. Taking a strike. 1-2. Packy Bradley Cooney is in his 3rd inning of relief. He just threw his 23rd pitch. He is working efficiently. Here comes his 1-2. Up and away. Farber in the on-deck circle. Waiting for the result of Johnson's at-bat. The 2-2. Oof, taken just outside. The catcher, Quattrani, certainly thought that was a strike. So the count's 3-2. It's full in this battle between Bradley Cooney and Johnson. Here it comes. Flared off to the left side, giving chase is Mexico, and he made the catch. 2 down.
Couple of quick outs to start this 9th inning. Cotuit down to their last one in hopes of clinching the playoffs their own way tonight. Looks like John LeGrande is actually out in left field.
So LeGrande made that catch. Ryan Farber, the shortstop, steps in. First pitch strike. Trying to get the bat in the hands of Caden Bogenpole and Jack Natilli, but it'll take a lot here. The Kettleers have had late inning magic in previous games. It's 1-1. They walked off Wareham for their first win of the season. They walked off Wareham last night, too. Do they have some more in them here? 7-4. The 1-1. That's a strike. Cooney all over the zone. A nail biter for all involved. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Cotuit loses at the hands of the Bourne Braves, 7-4. And they'll need some help from Falmouth if they want to get into the playoffs today. But tomorrow looks like it's going to be a win and in between the Kets and Falmouth.
Win or tie. At this point, anything other than a loss tomorrow at Falmouth and Cotuit can get in, barring a result from Hyannis. If Hyannis were to lose out, they would remain bottom of the standings no matter what the result is between Falmouth and Cotuit. So the Cats are still on the right side of things, being the current 3 spot on the team. So all it is a matter of going to Clem Spillane Field tomorrow. Gov Fuller Field.
Gov
Fuller Field. Going to Gov Fuller tomorrow and just playing the game of baseball the way you want to from the get-go.
They'll play the Falmouth Commodores, who lead Wareham 5-1 in the top of the 6th at this point. Hyannis up 2-1 on Orleans. Bourne officially defeats Cotuit 7-1. Your winning pitcher is Joey Colucci. The losing pitcher, Gavin Jones. Packy Bradley Cooney earns a 3-inning save. Final lines: 7 runs on 13 hits for Bourne, 1 error. 4 on 10 for Cotuit, 1 error. Any final thoughts, Chris?
All comes down to tomorrow, Connor. Should be a fun one.
For Sorka Lewis, Riley Lewis, Chris Albright, Jaden Marine, Brooke Kilgore, I'm Connor Shue. Good night, everyone.